all your support and love for our family for the past month, all the love and support you gave Jimmy over the past few years. We thank you. I want to have somebody come up right now and talk for a minute. Also, I'd like to invite anybody who would like to have a few words or anything wants to come up and talk. That'd be great too. Frankie?
Hello, my name is Frank Manzelli, and some of you people know me, some of you don't. I got the pleasure of teaching Jimmy martial arts from when he was a little kid.
Hold it right up to your face.
My name is Frank Manzelli. A lot of people know me, some of you don't. I had the pleasure of teaching Jimmy martial arts from the time when he was a little kid. He came to see me. He was just about 12 years old. He stayed with me for about 3 or 4 years and went off and started playing football and girls and whatever else happened. But Jimmy always found his way back to me over the years. And over the last 5 years, he came back and was training with me. Told me about his cancer and whatnot, which I was shocked because he was such a young guy compared to myself. And you know, he always trained hard. He worked hard. He definitely was a warrior. I had to share some time with Floyd and Charlie that are here tonight. And Dave Mancini, who was part of that crew when we were all kids. I can tell you one thing. I'm a single dad raising my son, and Jimmy and me used to go out with the kids over the last 4 or 5 years as they attended our school, whether it was Cocoa Keys, Topsfield Fair, Comic Con. I got to share some really good times with him and see how much he loved being a dad. When he'd be in remission, he'd come into class, he fought like a warrior. He listened to me when I taught him how to teach technique, but wouldn't listen to me when I told him to slow down and take it easy. He would just go full speed ahead. And he truly was a warrior. And I'd like to present his parents tonight. I discussed this with our Grand Master over our last test in November. And I'd like to present his family with the well-deserved lifetime of a warrior, Jimmy's black belt, and his certificate of promotion. I hadn't seen Jimmy for a few months, and I needed some electrical work and didn't understand why he wasn't returning my calls. And a day later, his parents called to tell me the situation, and myself and Floyd and Charlie got a chance to speak with him and see him right before he died. And he asked me if I would take care of the children with karate. And my son, Lazarus, who got to share us a lot of good times, wanted to present Jimmy's kids with a lifetime membership to our studio. If they can get there, as long as I can kick and punch, I'll teach these guys. Thanks, guys. God bless Jimmy.
Thank you, Frank.
My pleasure.
All right.
What do I need to drink?
Somebody want to talk? Oh. I'm not very good at talking in front of people, so a lot of you don't know me. I only know a handful of you. Sorry. When I hear Jimmy Corbett's name, I see him running up a hill, holding a girl in his arms, saving her life. He was about 16 years old, and we had gone to the Lake Contituate rope swing. And there was a girl from another party of kids, and she had gone off the rope swing, not pulled herself up, and smashed her leg off the rocks. And the bones popped out of her leg. Well, Jimmy, 16 years old, snapped into it, ran down the hill, carried her up the hill, and together, him and I saved that girl's life. When I hear that kid's name, that's what I see. I see him running up the hill doing that.
I haven't always been the most positive person or done the right thing. That moment with him was one of the better times of my life. All right? That kid was my hero. All right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I know I said my piece already, and I got a lot of kind feedback. I appreciate that. We have a ton of stuff over there in the raffle. We got 50-50 going on. We got a great band here, still in the cellar. They're ready to rock and roll. I don't know what all that means. Do you want to talk? Anybody wants to talk and say a few words about Jimmy before we get the music going? Just come right up here, please, okay?
I'm also not very good at talking in front of a million people. I'm a much better writer. But I do want to say, and I think that everybody here who's ever known Jimmy and who's had the pleasure of knowing him as a friend could agree that he was one of the best people to be friends with. That we are all so blessed and so lucky to have had a moment with him, because it takes, for some people, a lifetime to make a friend like he was. He was there for every good moment, but he was there for every hard moment, which I can say for very few people in this world. And he was the best. He was the best. He was my first person that I met when I moved to Massachusetts, and he's the best. He's missed, he's loved, and I think that everybody in this room who did have the pleasure of knowing him and being friends with him can agree with me on that.
You know, there's a lot of pictures and stories and newspaper clippings and so forth on the walls. If you want to take a look at those as well. So, anybody else? You're pointing at somebody. Somebody wants to talk. You want to talk? Come on, man. Come on. Don't be shy, people. It's only a microphone.
It was funny. I remember when Jimmy first got his car. And he showed up with his car at our house with me and my brother. And he had this biggest grin. He was so happy. And it was awesome. It was nice to see, because he was driving around that big old, what was it, a Chevy? I don't know what it was. It fell apart like nobody's business. I remember one time we were helping him move out, like doing some work. Like it was last year or something at his old house in Framingham, and the the shade to the sunroof, that little thing that comes out for the wind, broke off, and we're sitting there trying to fix it. We tried to get back on. It was so funny. I don't know. All I can say is I can't think of one bad moment. Not one. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of him.
I have to say that Jimmy, by far, best friend one of the best friends I've ever had in my life. Whenever I was having girl problems, guy, you don't need that. Guy, what are you thinking? Swear to God, Jimmy was always there, pointing me in the right direction. Always telling me I was doing something stupid. You couldn't ask for a better friend. You never could. Jimmy, he loved everyone in his life, which I couldn't imagine. The people he introduced me to, not to mention Tommy. If it wasn't for you, me and Jimmy wouldn't have spent more time last year. In the last year, me and him wouldn't have spent that time together. And I appreciate that. You're a great man yourself. Sheila. I remember going to your house over and over again and trying to avoid you guys because I was intimidated. Jimmy was like, my parents, they're the nicest people in the world. And when I met you guys, I was like, I gotta hide. I mean, look at me. Look at
Jimmy, what am I, 90 pounds soaking wet? Seriously. And some of the best people I know in my life were given to Jimmy. I mean, he just introduced me to all the best people. Allison, I see you sitting there glowing over there. We all know. It's hard, but I'm so grateful. I'm so happy he brought so many awesome people into my life, extended my family. And that's the only thing that makes me happy, day in and day out. I feel like he helped me become a better man, even though I got a long way to go. He gave me a great shove in the right direction.
Okay, thank you. Everybody, grab your favorite beverage and hold it up. Please, everyone. This is for Jimmy. Here's to you, pal. Salute. Jimmy! Don't forget the Timmy bartenders. And we got the band still in the cellar. Enjoy the show. Have a good night. We'll probably draw the raffle around 10ish or so. We'll have a last call for the raffle tickets and so forth. And you guys.